Hey, we're back. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to be here. I have had this one on my show idea to do list or sub topic list for since the get go. Since the last time I talked about time boxing, which was like 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. And honestly, I knew I needed to get more specific about this, but I hadn't really refined it all yet. So today, I want to talk about something that changed my business for the better. Like it made it much easier to run. Not just my business. What's the corner being in my... All right, look, that sucked, I know. Time blocking, but not time blocking in general. I want to talk very specifically about how I time block Monday mornings. And I might call this Case of the Mondays. I don't know, it's too ironic. Look, I'm super intentional and specific about my Monday morning time blocks. And I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. But doing this and executing on this consistently really did change everything. I don't mean that hyperbolically or whatever you say. Even though it's a catchy title, it's real. It's totally legit. And once I started organizing my Mondays, running the business got less messy and I was more able to protect my time. So there have been times when I need to produce a report, I need to look something up, or I need to run some numbers on something to do whatever in either my personal life or in the business. And not having certain things organized really made these things go from having been 10-minute tasks or what should have been a 10-minute task to something that took pretty much the entire day. So certain tasks I would ignore. And I don't think this is unique to me. Certain tasks can fall to the wayside. Look, we're individual contributors with special skills, and we've started a business to apply those skills to help others. And what happens is we get bogged down, or at least I do, get bogged down in fulfillment or calls and other aspects of the business where I'm really strong. And what would happen is doing upkeep or maintaining certain things like the books, the accounting, doing invoicing and other administrative tasks, whether it's task management, project management, managing my Trello, massive number of Trello boards. These tasks all require that they get checked in on pretty frequently, or the amount of work just mushrooms. It escalates very quickly. I wouldn't say exponential. That seems extreme, but it feels pretty damn close to that. So what I started doing was time blocking what I call, first thing Monday morning, I call it, I'm going to look at the actual name, the the CFO Power Hour. It's a stupid name, I know, but it reminds me that this is a different hat. You put it on and you sit down and you plow through last week's transactions and categorize everything and make sure that we're running certain reports and make sure that things haven't fallen off and that people have paid what they need to pay, or we've followed up with them, or make sure that all those communications are at least known, if not closed in loop, so that those things don't pile up and become more work or become revenue issues. The next one I call the SEO Hour of Awesomeness. And this is because SEO is like a feature for my subscription programs. And what happens in those is a lot of reports get run throughout the week, like status of certain things, and that would be SEO space and then Ahrefs for more generic stuff. And I could get a report, like an email to me every single day, but honestly, it's so many websites, that is just madness. So I like to have those reports collected and then sit down with a cup of coffee after my CFO Power Hour into my SEO Hour of Awesomeness and go through those reports. I want to know what's happening from a backlink reporting perspective, from an indexing perspective, if any errors have popped up, because it is common that my company is not the only contributor to the website from a content perspective. So if things are happening and there is an optimization or best practices being executed on, I can watch on that, let those pile up for a little bit, and then send someone an email and say, hey, so this is an area of opportunity that I think would improve your business. And that's really helpful for people. They like getting those. So SEO would definitely be one of them. And that's why I call it the SEO Hour of Awesomeness. It's a really great opportunity for people. And that's one of the things that if I was to check in 100 times during the week with every single one of those things, oh my gosh, the context switching would just probably spin me out. I don't know how I'd get other fulfillment done because it's a lot. And boxing that in is critically important to make that one task. I'm getting blown up by the sun all of a sudden. How awesome is that? And these time management tasks, and I've got a couple more. I have some other things that I do Monday mornings, check in with LinkedIn, check in with YouTube, and just generally follow up with DMs or message people that, I want to follow, find 5 people to follow every single day. And that is really important to me, that I ping them or I DM them and say, hey, love your stuff. Just wanted to say, hey, so that, I'm expanding my network. And all of these come from a book by Dan Martell. It's called Buy Back Your Time, and highly recommend it. It's broader. It's like, this is how you design your whole week, and this is why, and based on what you do and how frequently you do those things, this is where you might want to put those blocks. It's really incredible. It's like a chapter in the book, and you could just read that one chapter and be like, total gold. So highly recommend. 5 stars, recommend. So it changed everything because now I'm not like running a report, a P&L, or following up with people as a means of interruption that requires me do a massive research project or reconcile a bunch of transactions in order to get to an endpoint that took an entire day that should have only taken 10 minutes. So I hope this inspires you to think about your Monday mornings. A couple of the things I do on Monday mornings is ping individual contributors, ping people I haven't heard from in an exorbitant amount of time. Like, hey, you okay? Haven't heard from you in a while and you owe me something. Or, hey, I know I owe you something, and so this is the status. So people like getting those. I like sending them. I like getting updates from people. It's good to check in with anyone contributing to my projects, certainly from a contractor or a team member standpoint. And being more consistent about that has helped a lot, because those types of communications, I have found that if I don't have a time set aside to do those, I'll think, oh, well, that's one thing. I'll get to it when I'm done this. And then I start something else. Oh, I'll get to it when I'm done that. And time flies. Before I know it, a week has gone by and that small thing didn't get done because it was a small thing. But now it's a big thing because it didn't get done. That's what I mean by like changed everything. And this isn't planning my whole week. That happens on Friday afternoon. I've got a sheet I use. I'm not going to share it with you because I didn't create it. I was totally given to me as part of a program that I was in for a while and still in. And what I like about planning on Friday, it's high level. Like next week, what's the one most important thing I need to get done? Just that one thing. And then each day, what are like 3 fulfillment tasks or business tasks that have to happen? Like this YouTube show, 3 times a week. I'm on here 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I don't put that on the sheet anymore, my Friday sheet, because it's routine now. It doesn't need to be there. It's going to get done because I refuse to not record this show, which was a massive mindset shift. So Friday's like plan next week out. Boom, 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 boom. These are the things. Monday morning is like, okay, follow through, block, CFO Power Hour, SEO Hour of Awesomeness, social media networking, and then I can enter the remainder of the week knowing that stuff is done. And it is a massive, massive relief. And now when I need to pull a P&L or have a conversation with my accountant, it doesn't take me an entire day to reconcile a bunch of transactions. Like, it's done. There might be 5 in there, 4, I don't know, a few. It takes 5 minutes. Way easier than letting that stuff pile up. I have let that crap pile up for 2 months before. Like 2 years ago, I did that and was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to do that again. It wastes an entire day. I don't recommend it for anybody. What I recommend, block off Monday morning. And look, any day of the week, just make sure you're highly intentional about these time blocks, what they're for. And I like stacking them up, getting them done, line them up, knock them down, like I always say. And that goes a long way to doing all of the other things in the business without interruption. And that changed everything, like I said. So that's what I got today. On Monday morning. I don't know. Like I said, I was toying with calling it Case of the Mondays, but that just doesn't seem positive. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Leave a comment or like and subscribe and ping me and call me crazy. Call me wackadoodle, whatever you want to do. It's cool with me. I'm really glad I had this one. This one's been on my mind for a couple of months, and it just fell in priority until I felt like, okay, I really need to share this because it's the simple things when it comes to running a business. Sometimes we think big about shit, and then sometimes just simple self-discipline boxes like this just expand and make so much other efficiencies that we take it for granted. At least I have taken this kind of organization for granted in the past. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I don't want you to have to do that. Or if you're doing it and you feel like this helps you think creatively about a way to get out of it or overcome it, then awesome. Mission accomplished. Cool beans. So that's what I got. And I have no idea what I want to do for a thumbnail moment. I'm so irritated that the wall shows in the corner down here. My camera's way off. This sucks. You know, I got first world problems coming out of my wazoo. So there's my thumbnail. How about that? The shrug. We did it. Me and you. Me and the one person I see one person in here, which is amazing. Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a great week. I will see you Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern, like I said a minute ago, right back here. We'll go live 3 days a week, and I love it. I probably will come to a point where I get good at this and will regret these one day. Part of me thinks I could be so lucky. We'll see. Have a good one. I will see you Wednesday. Bye.